channel, and if you're new to my channel, hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Mary and welcome to my truth. I'm actually like fidgety right now. I actually need a pen for me to click on because I'm having like a little panic attack, because this is the first ever video I'm actually going to be talk about like what my whole truth is, you know. And based on the title of the video, this is called My Truth, My Senior Class Advisor Harassed Me. Also a disclaimer, this is in no way, shape, or form of me trying to bash my teacher or whatever. It's more so for me, it's more so like a liberating feeling for me, so that again, like from my intro video saying like one day someone is gonna know about my story and then they're gonna use it as their survival guide, you know. And that's by Brene Brown. Again, I'll read it actually to you guys. One day you will tell your story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will be someone else's survival guide, by Brene Brown. Also, I'm going to be taking on and off my glasses because I really can't see, but the ring light, you know the deal. I also have my notes over here and just basically all the things I really do want to talk about. My glasses. What happened? Basically, let's like run it back. Basically, when I was in high school, I just wanted attention. And I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why I always just wanted attention in a different video, because it roots back. But anyways, so when you're a senior, back in my high school, I used to go to, we do this whole like assembly thing for seniors where teachers and principals and everyone will actually talk to all the seniors and like, hey, these are your expectations, blah blah blah, and these are all your responsibilities and all of that. And basically my class advisor, he was new. He was a new hire, I think. Yeah, I think he was. During that time when we had our whole assembly, he was sitting like 2 chairs away from me. And in our classroom, he had like so many paintings, and I saw that before our whole assembly thing. And so my loud, fun, outgoing self was like, hey sir, I actually saw your paintings and they're actually really nice. Because he was a music teacher. I didn't know if he was like art or whatever. And I was like, you should teach us how to paint. You know, like just trying to be outgoing and stuff, and just trying to get to know the teacher and stuff. He was like, I will. I'll teach you how to paint, and I'll paint for you as long as you're naked. And then at that time, I was like, whatever, because like I didn't care, you know. I was like, okay, whatever, like that was wrong. And I was like 14. Yeah, I was 14 years old when I was a senior in high school. And I was like, that was weird, like whatever. So I just like rolled my eyes and that was it. So I let it pass, you know, because that time I really didn't care. And then time after time, it was like I always thought about it. It was always going in my head, like, why did he say that? Like, was that wrong? And all of that. And again, I was only 14 years old. So after 3 months of that incident, I told my sister. So my sister told my dad. And then fast forward 3 months after that, there was this one time where my dad texted me. He was like, hey, I'm picking you up from school. Which was like so weird, because it's not never, like my dad picks me up from school once in a blue moon, because like I don't like getting picked up. I like going home by myself, because like we drop by the mall and stuff, like we go eat, like all my friends and I. So I was like, okay. And then that day when my dad texted me like, hey, I'm picking you up today, my senior teacher called me out of the classroom. And I remember I was holding a 1/4 illustration board, and I was just looking at it while he was talking to me. And while he was talking to me, I was just like looking at it, like the 1/4 illustration board, and using that 1/4 illustration board just like a gap between him and I, so like there was like a bigger space. And he was saying like, Miss Sonato, like for everything I said, please forgive me and all of that. And I was like, what is this guy talking about, you know? And I was like, I was like, okay. And then I was like, I gotta go, because like my dad texted me like he's picking me up and all that. So I was like, okay, cool. And then after that, when my dad picked me up, I was like, what's going on? Like, why'd you pick me up? And then he was like, so I talked to your teacher. And then I was like, what do you mean? And then he was like, your sister told me. And I was like, oh. And then he asked me like what I wanted to do and all of that. And of course for me, it was more so of like, I felt bad for him because, you know, he might have a family to feed and all of that. Like, this is his first year teaching in this high school, you know, and like his career. Like, I always thought of that. And I was like, you know what, just let it be. Like, keep him or whatever. It's whatever, you know. And after that incident, like when my dad went to my school and all that, everyone was talking about me, you know. Like, I don't know how the school found out, the whole school found out, but like everyone was talking about me. And I was so ashamed, you know. Like, I couldn't look at teachers in the eyes. It was just, I was so ashamed of myself, you know. It's like people were calling me like attention whore and all of that, and it was bad. I always thought about like the fact that how do I show up every day for school, because I was so ashamed of it. People labeled me. People were saying like, oh, she just wanted to make noise, that's why she did it and all of that. But who in their right mind would subject themselves to humiliation and rumors and depression, you know? Like, I was so depressed, and I didn't even know that I was depressed, you know, but I was still showing up every day for school, even though I couldn't look at him in the eye. But one thing I realized is that that shame should have not been my shame to carry. It should have been his. And just to let everyone know, women are quicker to be humiliated more than men. And adolescents feel ashamed more intensely than adults do. Knowing the fact that he was a teacher, he took advantage of that, and that tinted my vision towards other people. I couldn't look at teachers in the eye. I just couldn't, you know. Everyone was talking about me, and I didn't like that. I want everyone to understand that that wasn't just sexual harassment when he said, I'm gonna paint you naked. You know, that was inappropriate relationship. You do not tell that to your students. Like, who in their right mind, again, would tell that to their students? You know, as a teacher, students are supposed to look up to you. And again, I couldn't look at teachers ever in the eyes after that incident. I also want to point out the fact that sexual harassment can have an impact for so many years. I was 14 years old when that happened. I'm 22 years old now. Sexual harassment doesn't happen out of whim, you know. There has always been a desire, you know, like in the back of that person's mind, it's like, oh, I have this type of power and I'm gonna do it. I also want to talk about the snowball effect. Actually, let me Google the meaning of snowball effect. Hold on. I don't want to... So, the snowball effect. A snowball effect is a process that starts from initial state of small significance and builds upon itself, becoming larger, graver, or more serious, and also perhaps potentially dangerous or disastrous. So basically, the attackers, you know, my high school teacher, people or the attackers always start small, and they try to test the waters, and when they get away with it, they will up the ante, you know. So if they don't get caught, they're going to keep doing it again and again and again and again. And before this video, I just also wanted to point out the fact that I reached out to one of my high school friends saying like, hey, this happened to me and I'm doing this whole video about it. And she was like, oh my gosh, you too? So basically, it just wasn't me. There were a lot of people. More than 90% of the attackers are the people you know and you actually trust. That weight that I carry, it's still there. It's still in the back of my mind. It trickles my past, it trickles my present, and it's sometimes because of my anxiety too, like I know it will trickle my future, and it affects about how I deal with everything in my life right now. My friend actually told me like what is my message for him and all of that, and my message for him is that I forgive him, and I've also forgiven myself for not being brave enough to actually tell somebody. I was 14 and I didn't know better, so I forgive myself too for not adhering to bravery during that time. And I just hope he doesn't do it to anybody else. Also, my message for my viewers and everyone, tell someone you trust. If this has ever happened to you, you are a survivor, and please tell someone you trust. Alright everyone, that's it for my video today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had like a little lesson. But yes, stay strong, and again, if this has ever happened to you, you are a survivor, and tell someone you trust. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day, good night if you're watching this at night, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!